Hi, this is Micornus, Phokane, the leader and the founder of Church Governance Solutions. And we are continuing with the same topic, part 2, of course. Today, we are speaking about the requirements of pastors that are leading ministries. Requirements of pastors that are leading ministries. And we have started yesterday speaking about the fact that it is impossible to pastor a ministry without tears, without problems, without challenges, because ministry is not a mama's baby's work. It is actually a work that is tough and difficult. And majority of the people look at the ministry's glamour side, which is the pulpit level, and they forget that a ministry is not evolving around the pulpit. In fact, the work of the ministry is much deeper than just the pulpit work. It's much deeper than being on the stage and delivering a sermon. And that is why most of the preachers and ministers and pastors, they look at the glamour of the pulpit and they think that it is it all. Only when they get in, they realize that there are tears that you share every day, because there are challenges that challenge you as a person, challenges that will challenge you as a family, that will challenge you as a ministry. Those difficulties are very, very challenging for lives of ministers. And hence we speak about this topic, and I hope that will help you as a pastor. These are the requirements of the pastor. The first one that I want to deal with today is you need to have courage to face whatever life throws at you as a pastor. You need to have courage to stand or to withstand whatever life throws at you, because there are situations that will be thrown at you. There are challenges that will come your way, and that I can guarantee you that there will always be challenges in your life. But I want you to know that pastoral ministry is especially challenging because you're dealing with people from different cultures, people from different backgrounds, and those that are difficult to deal with. And some of the people are the very same people that you love and take care of, but yet they do not care about you. And I'm saying that because we have dealt with different type of characters, people that are coming, some of them just to challenge you, some sent by the devil himself to come and challenge you so that you can give up in ministry. And I want pastors to know that and to understand that, therefore, what you've decided to follow as a pastor and to become a leader, please take it on the chin and become responsible of it. Be accountable and know that those challenges will come, but they will pass. I always mention the fact that tough times do not last long, but of course you know that tough people do. And I want to invite you to really become courageous at all times, and knowing that tough times will come, but they won't last. But we know that tough people will last at all times. So please make sure that you are resilient, strong enough to be able to stand firm and to be able to become a strong person who is able to hold on and face situations that you're facing. And I'm mentioning this, that you are facing these situations and being sure that you will conquer at all times, because it's not going to kill you. And many of people will tell you that they've gone through difficult times, but they never died in those situations. So therefore, it's very key that you become resilient to stand and face whatever life is throwing at you. There will be things that life is throwing at you, and therefore you need to stand firm on those, knowing that life will throw things at you. I want you to know that despite of the ministry being challenging, however, you must have the heart to forgive and to forget ahead and forge ahead as well, because the forgiveness is very important. You're going to deal with people that are challenging your life. You're going to deal with people that are forever trying to shake you. Now, because of that, therefore, you're going to need to forgive quickly and be able to forge ahead and go on even when it's difficult to do so. Now, dealing with people, there are those that will provoke you. There are those that will deal with you, pressing you and putting you at the corner and making you to feel like you are nothing, even though you help them. There are those that, as much as you support them and help them, but yet they will actually make you feel like you're not important. And why I'm saying that is very important that we deal with that, so that you can be able to face situations and manage them. Very key that you manage the situation and you become somebody that is actually very strong in managing every situation. Now, if you don't have courage You will throw towel much more easily. You will give up easily. And you'll find that the ministry with somebody who is running a ministry with faint-heartedness, you're going to be less successful, because ministry is not for the faint-hearted. Ministry is for people that are strong, people that are able to face situations and become strong in them. Now, therefore, have courage, and for anything that the life is throwing at you, forge ahead, forgive, forget, but be able to forge ahead at all times. Don't allow bitterness to develop in your heart towards people. Because when you deal with people, remember, these people are members of your ministry, and they are here to stay, most of them. They will challenge you because of their characters, some intentionally, some less, not intentionally at all. But I must mention that majority of the people that will challenge you in your ministry is not intentional. They are not planning to hurt you. They are not planning to frustrate you. Some is because of their own personalities and their characters. So therefore, don't be bitter against people. So please rise up above bitterness, rise up above hatred, rise up above feeling despondent about people, and face situations and be able to forgive people and quickly pass by and start focusing on doing the right things at all times. This is very key that we emphasize that. But I want to also say, when you are able to forgive people, people are able to shape up their own behavior towards you when you forgive them. But people become resentful when you are bitter against them and challenging them. And the more you're bitter against people, I want to emphasize that people then become stubborn as well. They become difficult to deal with. They become challenging to deal with. And I must emphasize the fact that it is very important, therefore, that we look at opportunity to forgive people and make them aware that we're forgiven them, to make sure that we are not bitter against people and we don't hold grudges against them. And that's very important. When you are a pastor, that is a requirement for you. Another requirement for pastors is to build the people, but don't rely on the people. As much as you build them, but don't rely on them, because it is very, very important to build the people to reach a potential that they're supposed to reach. Very key that we have people to reach the potential. Let's teach them, let's develop them, let them come to a point where they can do things themselves. And also, when you are going to develop people, they are going to be helpful and fruitful to your own ministry, because they're going to contribute positively because of what they know. But don't rely on them. And I want to emphasize that, because sometimes we rely on people to an extent that we end up not doing what we're supposed to be doing, because we're relying on people. And when you rely more on people, you get disappointed, because people will disappoint you. People will do things that you don't expect them to do. People will do things that you don't actually appreciate. So this is very important, that we are able to develop people, but not with expectation to rely on them, because people will disappoint you, of course. Now, very key that we emphasize that rely only on God, because you're called by God in this ministry. So when you start to rely on God, things start shaping up better. And the pastors will tell you, those that rely on God, that they are actually never disappointed, because God will never disappoint you. Rely on God and God alone. Now, in spite of everything, learn to invest in people and build them up in the Lord, and teach them. Invest time in teaching people, put up some teaching meetings as well. And also, when you deliver sermons, let them be a teaching sermons in a way that will develop people to mature and grow in the things of the Spirit. Very, very important that we emphasize that, because majority of the people have lost and never become the real potential that they're supposed to be, because they are not taught in their churches. We have seen ministries that focus on deliverance ministries only and never teach the people. And then people become reliant on the pastor himself. And I want to emphasize that it is actually a requirement for a pastor to teach the people so that they can rely on God as well. So as much as you rely on God yourself, let the people be able to rely on God as well. People are the greatest assets of life and ministry. And if you don't develop your own people in your ministry, you're going to have a problem of running the ministry. Remember, these people are what we call destiny helpers. These people are people that are supposed to carry the ministry with you. These are the people that are supposed to support you in carrying the ministry through. And if we're speaking about that, so it's going to be very important that you develop them to a level where they will be able to do things that you may not be able to do. Don't overburden yourself by doing everything. Don't become jack of all trades and master of none. So please delegate. Make sure that you develop people and you are empowering them to a level that they can do most of the chores and responsibilities of the ministry, and let them be able to do things that you may not be able to do anymore, and let them be delegated to do things that even in your absence the ministry can run. And I know many pastors don't do that. They want to do everything. They want to carry the burden. And I've seen pastors that would want to sing and worship and play the instruments at the same time, and put up chairs in the church in the morning and take up offering and do announcements on their own. And when you do that on your own, you're basically challenging yourself to a level where you're going to lose it. And this is very, very important, that you are actually focusing on the point that you are teaching people, and you are emphasizing the fact that when people are taught, you delegate them the job. Let them be able to do. Let them be able to focus. Let them be able to continue doing the work. But as I said to you, don't rely on the people. Because when you rely on the people, you'll be disappointed, because people are human. They do mistakes. They are fallible. And that is why they will disappoint you sometimes, where you expect them to be doing things. Very, very important. And I think I would emphasize that you need to really make sure that you are able to know that it is very important that you don't trust completely or rely completely on them. So people are greatest assets of life and ministry, so therefore make sure that you empower them. Preach, teach, and train the people, and work with the Holy Spirit as well to transform them from goat to sheep. Very, very important, because most of the people remain really goats, and therefore you want to transform them from goats to sheep. So I want to end up here today. Your host, Micornus, Phokane. Thank you very much for listening to us. This was part 2, of course, of this great topic. We will continue with part 3 tomorrow. But before I check out, I want you to remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure that you're part of it and you learn out of the material that we've posted already in the past. But also click like to our Facebook page. Make sure that you are part of it, and click notification buttons as well, so that you may be notified when there is a material that has been posted there, and you can learn out of that. Allow me to check out right here once more. Your host, Micornus Phokane, leader and founder of Church Governance Solutions. And thanks very much for listening to us, and cheers for now.